Oh, how I love Garfield. Garfield is funny, him with his lasagna. Well, this one is Garfield and the Space Cat. Created by Jim Davis, and the stories by Leslie McGuire. Garfield was enjoying his 15 nap of the afternoon when his favorite smell in the whole world floated past his nose. In a flash, he was up and racing to the kitchen. Sitting unguarded on the counter was a freshly baked pan of lasagna. Say your prayers, lasagna, warned Garfield. You're about to be gobbled. Garfield pounced. At the last second, John snatched the pan away. Instead of lasagna, Garfield wound up with a mouthful of countertop. No, you don't, Garfield, said John. I'm taking this lasagna to a dinner party. I'll get you for this, grumbled Garfield. John tossed Garfield out of the house. I can't trust you with this lasagna, said John. But if you behave, I'll bring you the leftovers. I wouldn't eat your old lasagna if it was the last thing lasagna on earth, replied Garfield. Well, maybe I would. Still hungry, Garfield decided to check the garbage cans in the alley behind the market. But all he found in the garbage cans was garbage. So imagine Garfield's surprise when he lifted the last lid and came face to face with a cat who looked just like himself, but with 2 silver antennae sticking out of his head. Who are you? Said Garfield. I'm the Field Gar, said Planet Catalone. From the planet Catalone, said the new cat in a crackling, beeping voice. Who are you? I'm Garfield from down the street, said Garfield. Do you mean you're from outer space? Outer space, actually, said Field Gar. What's a space cat doing in a garbage can? Asked Garfield. Garbage can, said Field Gar. This is my Strato space cruiser. It has 4 Carillum engines and a top speed of 50,000 warps per hour. Well, it could use a new paint job, said Garfield. Climb out of there and I'll show you around my planet. Field Gar looked around cautiously. All right, he said, but we will have to keep an eye out for the cosmotes. They have been chasing me across the entire universe. We'll be careful, said Garfield, though he didn't know what Field Gar was talking about. Field Gar stopped at the end of the alley. What are those funny-looking creatures? He asked. Those are people, said Garfield. They think they run this planet, but we cats are actually in charge. We don't have people on Catalon, said Field Gar. Sounds like a great place to me, thought Garfield. This is my vet's office, said Garfield. A vet is an animal doctor. Watch out for people with needles. We don't need doctors on Catalon, said Field Gar. We cure everything with food. Garfield really liked the sound of that. Garfield took Field Gar home to meet Odie. But when Odie came bounding out of the house, Field Gar gasped in terror. It's an evil cosmot, cried Field Gar. Run! Garfield grabbed Field Gar. That's not an evil cosmot, he said. That's a dumb dog named Odie. He looks just like a cosmot, said Field Gar in a shaky voice. Too bad for the cosmot, said Garfield. When Odie saw 2 cats like Garfield, he was even more confused than usual. Finally, he decided to give both of them a big wet lick. Yick, said Field Gar. He may not be evil, but he sure is sloppy. Field Gar decided that he had better blast back into space before the real cosmots tracked him down. He and Garfield were walking back to the garbage can cruiser when suddenly a spaceship shaped like a giant dog dish zoomed out of the sky right towards them. Cosmots, cried Field Gar, diving behind the tree. The spaceship landed in a cloud of smoke and dust. Out jumped the cosmots, who did indeed look just like Odie. They headed straight for Garfield. They think you're me, Field Gar shouted. Take cover. I can handle these dopey dogs, said Garfield. But they will shoot you with their pasta blaster, said Field Gar. What's that? Asked Garfield. Before Field Gar could explain, one of the cosmots blasted Garfield with something that looked and smelled like warm tomato sauce, cheese, and noodles. Poor Garfield, cried Field. Poor Garfield, cried Field Gar. Hey, said Garfield, licking the messy stuff from his lips. This tastes just like lasagna. In fact, it is lasagna. Blast me again, Garfield shouted to the surprised cosmots. Come on! Give it your best shot and make my day. The Cosmonautes had never met a cat who could stand up to their pasta blaster. They all yelped as they scrambled back into their spaceship and zoomed away. Come back, cried Garfield. I'm still hungry. You didn't get hurt, said Fieldgar happily. On the contrary, I think I gained a few pounds, said Garfield, patting his tummy. Thanks for saving me, Fieldgar said. That was very brave of you. I can lick any lasagna in the universe, said Garfield proudly. When they got back to Fieldgar's spaceship, it was filled with trash. Why would anyone put this junk in my cruiser? Asked Fieldgar. Frowning, Garfield tried not to laugh. Finally, the spaceship was ready to go. I'm going to send you a medal for bravery, promised Fieldgar. I'd prefer a pasta blaster, said Garfield. With a wave and a roar, Fieldgar blasted into space. You know, I'm really going to miss him, thought Garfield sadly, but not as much as I'm going to miss those Cosmonautes. Then Garfield had a happy thought. Hey, I wonder if John saved me any of that lasagna he made. Isn't Garfield funny? Love you, bye.